working groups and the other activities that Tero's just spoken about, we can drive this innovation and make some of these things happen. So
we're good to go, right? Yeah. We're good to go. Well, this is Kevin Graham. He is the CEO of the TCCA. Well, actually, the new CEO of the TCCA. And basically, Kevin, this is your first critical communications role as the CEO of the TCCA. However, you have been here for many years already, right?
Indeed, yes. I've had a long association with the TCCA going back to the original MOU days in the late 90s. So a lot of water under the bridge and a lot of CCWs and TWCs in the past, but you know, it's so good to be here, and I'm getting back to face-to-face events, getting to meet all my industry colleagues for decades that are still passionate about this work, and meeting so many other new people and new organisations that are becoming part of the ecosystem. It's just brilliant. I mean, this wonderland of critical comms we have here this year is just, it's a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
It really is. And I'm just so lucky that this is all happening in my first 6 months in
yeah, well, you had a great warming up time, so 20 years at least to warm up for this event, to warm up for your position, right?
Yeah.
So you're industry veteran, as we can say. When you look around this event right now, where do you think we would be able to grow even further? Because this is the beginning of something big.
Well, look, I think we're witnessing that at the moment. We've increased our membership almost 10% since the start of the year. And what's become evident is the level of cooperation that's now going on across the international boundaries. We're all facing the same challenges of what do they do to maintain and improve their existing narrowband networks while they chart a course towards a mission-critical future. And various parts of the world and different parts of their evolution. So there's some great exchanges of information going on between existing operators. But that's also drawing the industry in the conversation. And our theme for this is evolving the ecosystem.
Yes.
And when you're starting to weld broadband to narrowband, and what that looks like across all of the end-to-end ecosystem and the depth of products that now need to be put on each part of those ecosystems to bring these two technologies together is amazing. And we're seeing so many new players in the exhibition floor. It's just great. We're seeing lots of young engineers getting involved.
That's what I found out as well, yes.
And the app space, and they're all thirsty to say, how do we weld ourselves onto this 3GP compliant, hopefully global standard that's emerging. And we need, our working groups are active, and we need more people to participate in those and contribute ideas. And we're getting some really good input from end users, and we want more.
Okay. Well, I was waiting for you here because you're extremely busy. There were people signing up actually for the TCCA, so things are rolling, things are expanding, and that's good, right? That's how it should be.
Well, I think our role is facilitating that exchange, and through that, we're seeing some of the innovation that's occurring across the ecosystem, and the ability to actually do that face-to-face now I think is going to make a huge difference, and hopefully help expedite some of the ideas and some of the implementations. So, yeah.
Well, when we look at the way the TCCA went, right? You went a certain direction a few years ago. Are we still on the right track, or are you changing the way a little bit? Take different roads.
Look, I think in 2019, the membership and the board set out a core strategy in several areas, and we just went out for a member survey, and the member survey said, these are still the core, charter of the TCCA, and the critique came back that we were progressing in the positive end of the scale and quite favourably, but it also highlighted some of the areas where there was opportunity to, improve our communication strategy, our engagement with our existing members, and also our engagement with the end user community, and in fact the whole stakeholders. So, and I think one of the things that's become evident is there's so much commonality in all of the verticals. When you start to look at organisations relying on digitisation, they're relying on wireless, and they're moving their entire business around a wireless digital existence. And when you've got key manufacturing and key critical industries that are adopting this, their whole comms ecosystem is like, it becomes mission critical. If that goes down, their business stops.
Yeah.
And I think, we're now highlighting the fact that people need to think about, this sort of resilience and availability, tenets of what's happened in the critical industry across their enterprise businesses as well.
But more and more activities become critical, right?
Yeah. Well, we saw it during COVID. Those that were nimble and had things in place were able to adapt and ensure they kept their businesses going. Those that weren't prepared, had a difficult time, or more difficult time. So, and I think we're very lucky that, and it was a very good example of the value of the standards that we enjoy. The IP standards, the radio standards, the Wi-Fi standards. I mean, if they weren't in place, our kids would have been doing homeschooling. We wouldn't have been running our businesses remotely. And,
so that means if I sum up, actually, then it's a bright future for the industry, a bright future for the TCCA.
And look, it definitely is. And I mean, all of the sentiment here is, how can we do it smarter, quicker, faster? Because the end users are really, really wanting this.
You need to
soon.
keep up. Yes.
And organisations need to be agile, but we also need to, as an industry association, try and harmonise the requirements. What are the priorities? What are the common priorities so the industry can focus on delivery of those? And what are the enhancements that the end users and network operators would like? To build a program of evolution. I mean, the standards are going to evolve, so what you deploy today will have to be in a situation to evolve as well. Yep. Which is probably why the core tenet of having 3GP compliant underpinning all of your decisions is a sound practice. And we've heard it from a number of the presentations from industry, from end users, that this is going to be crucial to building on the capability to meet all of the vertical sector requirements.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Always good to see you.
Good to see you.